Hi, I'm Jim Prues, and welcome to this edition of the World 5.0 Weekly Update. People with power over other people have been abusing that power since the beginning of human history. These days, the biggest difference is the media frenzy surrounding horrific situations like the Cleveland abductions, the Boston bombings, the Sandy Hook killing spree, and other acts of the deranged. This supposed information we get from the media is not just insipid, it creates the exact opposite of World 5.0 energy. It encourages fear and distraction, it avoids connecting the dots, and it focuses on the very worst in human activity. What an idea.
And you had no indication that there was anything going on?
Bro, not a clue that that girl was in that house or anybody else was in there against their will, because how he is he just comes out to his backyard, plays with the dogs, tinker with his cars and motorcycles, goes back in the house. So he's somebody that you look away because he's not doing nothing but the average stuff. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. There's nothing exciting about him. Well, until the day.
What was the reaction on the girls' faces? I can't imagine to see the sunlight, to be around people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here.
If our interest is healing, we must consider these folks in a clearer light. The energy of rape and abuse is strongest in those who have suffered from abuse. An interest in killing is far less likely in those not exposed to violence and killing. And the psychopaths who control our culture, the 1%, they would not make the decisions they do if they had the experiences of commonality in their past. Instead, they are trapped by their own elitism. So while we've had these wackos around since day one, there seems to be a lot more crazy stuff going on these days, which is a direct result of our crumbling culture. A healthy culture, like a healthy neighborhood, tends to bring out our best as we engage with our friends for chores, enjoyment, and neighborhood health. A broken culture, such as what we see around us today, where violence and greed and a large dose of bullshit are standard fare, creates more broken people. Their brokenness is reflected in the heinous crimes that are now a daily occurrence. So what do? We align with peace and love, engage in our neighborhood and communities, and turn off the damn TV. It's the same path, whether we want personal healing or world peace. We align with what we want to make real for us. And I assure you, peace and love are as real as it gets. How bad is the epidemic of sexual assault in the military? This bad. Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Krasinski, 41, was arrested Sunday and charged with sexual battery after drunkenly accosting a woman in a suburban Arlington parking lot. Until that happened, Krasinski was chief of the Air Force's Sexual Assault Prevention and Response Program, which reinforces the Air Force's commitment to eliminate incidents of sexual assault. Really. See above. And now for some happier news. Representative Robert F. Hagan, Democrat from Youngstown, has introduced legislation, House Bill 153, to protect patients who engage in physician-authorized marijuana therapy. House Bill 153 would allow patients with a physician's recommendation to possess up to 200 grams of usable marijuana and grow up to 12 mature marijuana plants. According to a May 2013 Fox News nationwide telephone poll, 85% of respondents now support favoring the authorization of specified amounts of marijuana for patients suffering from serious illness. We've come a long way, baby, and in a short time on this weed front. And we're doing the same thing with gay rights. Perhaps we are awakening. The Ann Louise Inn has been housing low-income single women in the same building since 1909, after President Howard Taft's brother, Charles P. Taft, built it for ambitious types pouring into Cincinnati to work as stenographers, bookkeepers, and secretaries. Over the years, the inn has become a haven for women looking to make a new start. Some residents are just getting out of foster care. Some are between jobs, some have fled abusive relationships, and others are escaping lives as prostitutes and drug addicts. Several have lived there for decades. But for the last 2 years, there's been a conflict as Western and Southern Financial Group, who owns pretty much that whole corner of downtown, has sought to remove the women and create condos with the property. It's a classic battle between moneyed interests and civic interests, and guess who just won? Yeah, the money. Wow, what a shocker. Now, a new Ann Louise Inn will be built on Reading Road across the street from the United Way in Mount Auburn. There could have been a worse result, I guess, but it's just so tiresome to see the money always win. Let's change that. That's our show. Thanks so much for being here. Like we have a choice.